Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University, this is a Channel 18 Rockbridge News Update.
Welcome to the Rockbridge Report Tuesday Live Update. I'm Vivek Kumar. More layoffs for the tech industry. Facebook's parent company announced today that it plans to lay off 10,000 more workers. This is the second round of significant job cuts for the tech giant in 4 months. In November, Meta said it was slashing about 13% of its workforce, or 11,000 jobs, in the largest round cuts in its history. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg wrote in a post Tuesday that the company will not fill around 5,000 open positions. Moody's Investors Service has downgraded its outlook for the entire U.S. banking sector after 2 banks collapsed last weekend. Signature Bank was seized by state regulators Sunday, and a collapse at Silicon Valley Bank resulted in the largest lender failure in roughly 15 years. Moody's expects more banks to come under pressure even as the U.S. government races to contain the damage. CNN's John Lawrence reports.
The Federal Reserve is placing Silicon Valley Bank under the microscope.
I've lived through a lot of crises, and it's very easy to know what went wrong the day after the crisis is over. It's very difficult to know what's going wrong before you have the crisis.
Michael Barr, the Fed's vice chair for supervision, is leading the probe, which will focus on how regulators, including some feds, missed the financial storm.
We feel like it wasn't our responsibility as depositors to maintain faith in the bank, but it should be the bank's responsibility through sound judgment to take care of the funds that we deposited with them, in which Silicon Valley Bank failed to do so.
The Fed's review is scheduled to be publicly released May 1st.
We'll learn a lot more facts and we'll have a lot more opinions of what happened. And I guarantee you that we will regulate for whatever went wrong this time, but next time it will be something different.
President Joe Biden outlined his plan to contain the collapse on Monday, but some customers still made a bank run.
We have an obligation with payroll. We have an electrical business, and we have to meet payroll.
Meanwhile, lawmakers are calling for action. The Federal Reserve is placing Silicon Valley Bank under the microscope.
I've lived through a lot of crises, and it's very easy to know what went wrong the day after the crisis is over. It's very difficult to know what's going wrong before you have the crisis.
Michael Barr, the Fed's vice chair for supervision, is leading the probe, which will focus on how regulators, including some feds, missed the financial storm.
The Biden administration announced today that the Justice Department is also investigating Silicon Valley Bank's collapse. A winter storm brought heavy, wet snow to the Northeast today, causing hundreds of school closings, canceled flights, and power outages. The storm's path included parts of New England, upstate New York, northeastern Pennsylvania, and northern New Jersey. Snow totals are expected to range from a few inches to a few feet. More than 400 flights traveling to, from, or within the U.S. were canceled Tuesday. The Northeast storm comes as California faces more flooding due to a new atmospheric river, the 11th one so far this year. The Environmental Protection Agency is proposing new regulations to make drinking water safer. The EPA announced Tuesday that under the proposed regulations, water systems would have to monitor for 6 specific forever chemicals, also known as PFAs. Those are synthetic chemicals that linger in the environment and the human body and can cause serious health problems. Water systems would also have to notify the public about the levels of PFAS in the water and work to reduce them if they go above a set limit. The EPA says the proposal would prevent thousands of deaths as well as tens of thousands of serious illnesses. Tyson Foods will shut its factories in Glen Ellen, Virginia and Van Buren, Arkansas in May, jeopardizing over 1,600 jobs. Tyson said the closures will help it better use capacity at remaining plants. The company said it will help roughly 700 employees in Glen Ellen near Richmond and 969 employees in Van Buren to apply for open positions at other plants. Tuesday is the 14th day of third month, 3, 1, and 4. Those digits are crucial because they make March 14th National Pi Day. Not pi as in apple pie or pizza pie, but pi as in the mathematical constant 3.14, represented by the Greek letter pi. It's the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. NationalDayCalendar.com reports the first major observance of Pi Day was in 1988 at the San Francisco Exploratorium. Thank you for watching Rockbridge Report.